Welcome to Chibuzor Mathphysics. In today's video, we should be looking at probability and statistics. Before we continue, I would like to mention, in probability and statistics, you need to pay attention to the kind of question that you are given. You might be need to evaluate discrete random variables or a continuous random variable, or maybe to evaluate a particular function. So you have to understand the question before you try to attempt. Based on demand, I decided to make this video in order to reach out to so many of our students. So let us jump into it and see what we can do to answer these problems. So the question 1 says that the frequency distribution table below shows the number. I think that should be the number of cars owned by different households. Now, the number of cars is represented by X, which is 1 up to 5. We have number 1, we have number 2, we have up to 5. 1, we have 2, we have 3, we have 4, and then we have 5. Then we have the number of households to be 100, 94, 450, 325, 100. And you are to find the probability of this function. X, the big X, simply represents the probability of X that we are to find. So that is why it is written in capital letter before, and it must be equal to the small x. If we have been asked to find the random variable or discrete random variable, we should have evaluated this function using the formula that we know, that is the summation from I, which is equals to 1 up x of this function x, and this is the probability of the small x, and all this must be equated to 1. But if you observe, you see that there is nothing about random variable in this equation. So the question simply says that we find the frequency distribution table below shows the number of cars owned by different households. So we are to construct a probability distribution, number of cars and in X, and then the household. Already we have the number of cars, which is range from 1 to 5. We also have number of household, which is 100 up to we have 100, 94, 450, 325, and then we have 100. So what are you going to do in order to construct this distribution table? We just need to fill in these places for X, and that will answer that question. So what we are going to do is just to take the summation of number of household. If you take the summation, it will simply be 100 plus 94 plus 450 plus 325 plus 100. If you add them together, you will simply get, let's see, you have 100 plus 94 plus 450 plus 325 plus 100. Put that in your calculator, you will get 1069. You will have 1069. So this simply means that the summation of this household will give us 1069. So what did this tell you? It just implies that here, since we are looking for the probability of X, it will be 100, because we know that the number of household in the probability of X when X is 1 is 100. So it is 100 divided by 1069. Here is 94. It will be 94 by 1069. Here is 450 divided by 1069. Let's take a brighter color. Here we have can take Black State. You have 325 by 1069. Then you have 100 by 1069. So this is the probability of x. When x is 1, the probability of x for this number of household will be divided by 100 divided by 1069. This is 100. And this is 1069. This is 96, 94, 1069. This is 450 by 1069. That should be better. So this is exactly what we are supposed to do. Now we have answered the first question. Let us look at the second question that asks us to find the probability of randomly selecting a household that has it means there is a page, because the question is not complete. Let's get that page and see what to do in the second question. So in the second question, we are to find the probability of randomly selecting a household that has the first one is 2 cars. So if you randomly select a household that has 2 cars, what is the probability of this household? Another thing you have to note is that dealing with probability, knowing how to interpret this, now it is in English, 2 cars. Knowing how to interpret it will make a lot of sense. What that tells you, because now